Welcome to another edition of WyoToday's Sports Corner. I am Sean O'Brate, the WyoToday's Sports Director. I'm joined here by the Lander Lobos team. What's a lot of the team here? I got Kelly Rees, the Assistant Commissioner of Babe Ruth Baseball in Wyoming, as well as a key leader of the Lander Lobos. You said outside the fence. And inside the fence is going to be Coach Shannon Stephenson, Coach Ryan Carey, and then we got the Bush boys, Sam and Will Bush, as well as Connor Higginbotham. We got some pitchers, some first basemen, and some third basemen in here. So welcome, guys. How's your Sunday going? Quiet. No football for you, Coach Carey? Yesterday. Okay. We got the Patriots hat on, so we know he's not very happy. But
No.
So the reason that we have invited the Lobos here is because we have a very special announcement. The Pacific Northwest Regional Baseball Tournament is going to be coming to Lander, and that is a big deal because state was just 2 years ago here in Lander. That invited how many teams? 8?
8.
And how many are going to be coming to this bigger tournament?
So for the bigger tournament, we are going to be having 10 teams from all around the Pacific Northwest. There will be teams from Canada, Washington, Oregon, Montana, and Idaho and Wyoming all are part of that Pacific Northwest.
And when you guys won state 2 years ago, you went to the Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament. That was out in Oregon, right?
Yes. So the Lobos have actually gone to Calgary and then to Ephrata, Washington, and then Klamath Falls, Oregon.
Wow. And that's because you guys went to the state tournament 5 years in a row. It was super awesome that we were able to call the one you guys won in Lander. That's still one of my favorite memories of all time, not just in Wyoming. Coach Stephenson, I know you guys didn't get there last year. We were one game away. We lost to Rock Springs, I believe. What's it going to take this year to not only get back to state, but now if you win state, you get to host it and be state champions inside your own field?
We have almost the same core of kids coming back. We only lose a couple. And hopefully we gain some. It's just going to take hard work and everybody getting on the field and doing our jobs and just continuing that Lobos tradition of winning.
And I know that since you guys are hosting it, you're going to be in it anyway, right? That's the rules?
Yes, as the host team, we get an automatic bid, but we would rather go in as the state champions than the automatic host bid.
Yeah. Coach Carey, your sons are going to be have some coaching some coaching responsibilities this year, just like they did last year. How did you think they did last year, and how do you think they'll do this year?
So Connor, my youngest, he'll be back again. Coaching, it's kind of maybe something you could say we're born with. I've been doing it in Lander I was my dad's assistant coach since I was 16. And they just kind of, it's like I said, it's something we do. We gravitate towards it. So he'll come back, help our young guys again. Also help out with the older kids in that role, but mostly taking that younger kids group fundamentals, teaching them what it takes to get to that upper level. But yeah, those younger kids. So.
Speaking of younger kids, Bush boys, one of them in college, one of them still in high school. First off, how's college going? CWC, it's going well?
It's going very well, yeah.
And you said you're studying music.
I am.
So how does music and baseball go hand in hand?
It doesn't go too much together. I sing the national anthem quite a bit.
He did actually sing last year it was really impressive when you were singing up there with us. So
And he's slated to sing for the Pacific Northwest. He just doesn't know it yet.
there we go.
Well, now I do.
Yeah.
Surprise.
We also have Connor Higginbotham here. You came out as a really strong pitcher last year behind Evan Stephenson. I know the year before that when we went to state and you guys won, you were really dominating at first base, but how's that pitching arm going to do this year?
I'm hoping it's going to do pretty good. I'm just going to keep getting in the gym, working on it, hoping to get faster, more accurate.
And I know you guys pitch as well. What are you guys really hoping to bring to the mound this year? Now you guys are going to get a little bit more starting time, more time on the mound?
For me, probably not a whole lot. But I think it'd be fun to get some pitching in, more than just games where we're winning by 20 runs. Yeah, working on some arm speed and some breaking balls, so it should be a little bit better this year.
Well, it's definitely not bad to be up by 20 runs. I will tell you that much. I also saw on your guys' Facebook page you guys got a new scoreboard this year.
We did. We were able to work with the Lore Foundation in Lander for a grant, and we're able to purchase a new scoreboard that's not just for baseball. It was also able to be utilized for the little junior football teams over in Lander. They've never had a scoreboard before, so we were able to use. By the way, you're welcome. And so we were really excited to be able to do that and have that partnership. And huge shout out to the Lore Foundation. We wouldn't have been able to do it without them. And then we were blessed to have Sam and his dad be able to install the scoreboard. And
You didn't lose a finger, so good job.
Did not. That was one of the worries.
Sam was right in the middle of that, helping, moving stuff. He was up on the crane. I'm like, you're crazy, man. Well, it was awesome to see that one of our players was involved.
Well, so the Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament is going to take place July 14th through the 21st. The 13th is when all the teams come in and they meet. I am wondering, though, because, big tournaments, sometimes you need two fields, but we have the one field here in Lander. It's just going to be back to back to back to back to back all day long.
Yeah, so our games will start with the first game at 8 o'clock in the morning. The last game every day will start at 8 o'clock at night. It's going to be long days. We're extremely excited about it. It's a huge opportunity to bring just the economic development side into Fremont County that we're going to be seeing. And I say Fremont County because we have places up in DuBois that some of these teams might want to go see. They might want to go see the hot springs in Thermopolis. We have the museums in Riverton, the Wild Horse Sanctuary. There's so many activities that they're going to be doing. And the cool thing with Pacific Northwest and baseball, it's not like a wrestling tournament. When you go into a wrestling tournament, you're in a gym all day. You don't leave.
No, you don't.
With baseball, you come in, you play your game, and then you're done. So you'll see coaches come back to the games and watch the other teams to get some of that. But the teams themselves, a lot of times, get an opportunity to explore. And that's what we always try to do anytime I've taken teams on a Pacific Northwest tournament is give them that opportunity to see the community that they're in. Because for a lot of these kids, you will never have that opportunity again to go see some of these things or even be in that town. So it's a great opportunity for that. You're going to see teams in hotels for a week, eating at restaurants for a week. So the economic development that this is going to bring to Fremont County is going to be huge.
For sure. And I know everyone here has gone to a Pacific Northwest Regional Tournament. Do you guys have any favorite memories from when you guys were out in Calgary?
Well, these guys were
No,
all
you guys
That was
Yeah.
older group.
Oh, what was the
that
last one
was-
you guys were at?
Peyton and Paxton went to that. Our last one was in Klamath Falls, Oregon.
So you guys went to that one. That's right, Oregon. I already mentioned that.
These guys
No?
stayed
Connor
together.
did. What was your
Yeah.
favorite part about that?
I think my favorite part was just getting the Airbnb and getting to stay in a house with the whole baseball team for a week. And it just really brought us closer together as a family.
Instead of the hotel.
It was an experience.
I honestly wasn't expecting Airbnb. I was expecting a food place or like a beach or something. But no, the Airbnb with the boys
The
is...
house was phenomenal that we were
It was
able to
nice.
find. It was able to help us save some money in traveling there by getting the Airbnb and having all of us under one roof.
The boys bonded. That's all I know.
They did, and it was an experience.
Yeah, my wife and I, whenever we go anywhere, we look at Airbnbs first and then the hotels. So it's just, you get cooler places.
Yeah.
We stayed at a horse ranch when we were out in Laramie for a football game. So it was super cool whenever you get to do that. So now we just head into this next season, which WyoToday's been lucky enough to call a couple of your guys' seasons now, all of which going right up to the edge there, including last year with the final game before the state tournament. Your state tournament is in Rock Springs this year, and as we just said, they kind of have some field issues, so we're working on maybe getting it down to Green River or fixing the Rock Springs field. But what are you guys most excited about as coaches for this next season, especially Coach Carey? You got a lot of building to do with this team.
It's always fun to see, one, who comes back. There's always that turnover sometime. But we only lose technically 2 off of last year's team.
And those two would be
Josh Binns
Josh
and
Binns.
Zach Ward.
Zach Ward.
Binsey and Ward. Okay.
So bringing that back, continuing what we've done in the past, if it's not broke, don't fix it. Add to it. Change just a few things. Last year we tried to implement a bit of a winter program into the. I felt that it was the first run of it, so we definitely needed to tweak it. But I definitely thought because we couldn't get onto the field last year because of all the snow, it definitely helped. So adding to that part of it, I'm just excited. It's always fun to get the group on the field.
Yeah.
Being with the boys on the field. I can't say all boys because we had Precious out there last year. So.
Precious Bowstring was a fun person to be around.
Yeah. But she'd say it. She's one of the boys. So getting them back out there, and it's always just fun to be with them. That bond that we've had because we've had a lot of them for so long. I just look forward to seeing the faces when we get out there and start throwing the ball around.
Yeah, Precious, we were I was at a football practice and Precious was throwing a football. She has a tight spiral. She could be a quarterback if they have a girls football league here. Well, tell me about some of the junior league members that are maybe aging into the senior Babe Ruth. Do you have any kids you're kind of excited about? I know kind of Caden Rowan started out as a junior Babe Ruth player and now he's a senior.
Caden was actually junior age last year, but we decided to move him up just because he's a pretty big kid, got a good arm. I think some of his other junior teams were kind of scared of him to be on the mound. So
He was one of our better pitchers.
Understandable. Yeah, he did have some good times on the mound.
There's some potential there.
There is? Do you have any names or any kids that you maybe can think of off the top of your head that you might see in a senior league game?
We brought up little Billy Velarde for a couple games, and he had a couple clutch hits, and he didn't play the field, but I think he EH'd for us a couple games and got a couple clutch hits. So there's some potential there too. Aiden Boyle.
Oh, yeah. We
He's
definitely called his name.
But there's a lot of potential there too. I would say he's probably a top-notch player on that junior team.
It also helps Billy's dad is a coach for the junior league. Do you know if he's coming back?
I'm pretty sure.
He's always
really
fun to
talked
be
to
around.
him.
Oh,
Yeah. So
He's not going to be the one to tell you no either.
No.
Well, that's awesome. We honestly can't wait to start calling some baseball. You said something about winter practices. Are you trying to instill that again this year? Is that something you guys are looking at?
I would say that would be that one on the other end of the table, but
Yeah.
if it had to do with other coaches, that would definitely be.
that's on the other
You guys
side
have-
of the fence.
Okay.
But I would say
Tell me what days you guys want. I'll get it set up.
yes.
Do you have an indoor facility you guys use, or is it just kind of working out at home with the boys?
So we were able to utilize the Baldwin Creek gym last year, in thanks to Cyril and the Lander School District. So we'll look at renting a gym again. We were able to purchase, it's a portable batting cage, so you can actually bat in a gym because we have this portable cage. And we were able to also purchase some other types of equipment we can use for indoor that help and assist that when you're trying to do it in a gym.
Yeah. And I think Coach Carey and I that first week set up that portable batting cage, and it was a little bit tougher than we thought. But then we ended up getting it. It was easier throughout the season, so that's a fun time. Now, speaking of, this is just for the parents here. You guys all have kids in college playing ball. I want to go down the line. I know Peyton graduated, right?
Yeah,
And-
so Peyton's finally done playing baseball. He's just working and looking at getting married. So
Congrats. And Paxton's still down in Kansas and Heston.
Yes.
How's he doing? He's not off the injured reserve yet, is he?
he is. He's actually been able to pitch in a few games. He's doing good. He's liking it. He's had those days where he struggled on the mound, and that's part of it. You're going to have those days where you don't hit your spots as well, and it's about learning to work through it. And that's something that all of these players have been taught through the coaching staff, that you're going to have those days.
And I know Evan signed last year. We were at that signing. It was super cool. He had his great-grandma there, I believe, right?
Yeah.
Or just grandma there. And so he's down in Kansas, and Keegan's up in Virginia?
Vermont.
I knew it started with a V. Tell me about them. How are they doing out there?
Keegan right now is they're doing fall ball, and they just had their alumni game. He doesn't call home much, but so I have to text him once in a while to get some info. But he's doing good.
Is Evan catching, or is he on the mound?
He's been doing a little bit of both. He was supposed to pitch a game a few weeks back, but it got rained out, and then they had scrimmage against. He's catching for the JV they had a scrimmage against Kansas Westland, and they ended up losing both games, but Evan caught like 4 or 5 innings and went 1 for 2 batting.
Awesome.
He got their first hit of the game.
Tell me about Connor. Tell me about.
So he's the only one of the trio that is not playing baseball.
Oh, okay. My bad.
He plays football, and unfortunately had knee surgery 2 weeks ago.
Oh, wow. Very fresh.
Yeah, he got injured on the opening kickoff of the very first game. So he is,
That's no bueno. Well,
and that's after last year's knee injury from
well,
something completely different. But
thoughts and prayers with him. Tell me about the baseball boys.
actually, that is it. I have
They're done?
football. Yeah,
Okay.
Mine played football, but
So if Connor comes back to coach, is he going to be in a knee brace the whole time?
no, he is. Fortunately, they took the knee brace off yesterday, so he is progressing. We're hoping, keeping fingers crossed, that fall ball for football, I guess spring practices and stuff like that will be, because he'll be a senior next year, so he is looking to actually be a starter next year. So
Awesome. Connor, Higgy, is there any baseball future in college for you, or do you plan on doing anything special after high school?
Yeah, I'm looking into some colleges in like North Dakota. I think there's one in
Kansas.
Yeah.
Kansas, yeah.
I was about to say everyone goes to Kansas.
We
so.
just want to all go to Kansas.
Yeah, we're
Yeah,
trying to
no.
get them all there.
What about you guys? I know CWC doesn't have a baseball team yet. Who knows? Maybe we could start one in the future. But is there any plans for baseball in either of you guys' future?
I really want to go to college for baseball, and I actually have been looking at a couple colleges in Kansas, one of which Evan Stephenson went to.
We're working on getting him to Heston instead.
Okay.
I don't know what it is, but Ottawa loves their catchers.
Yeah.
Ottawa's, as Kansas born and raised, Ottawa's got a lot of fun things in town as well as sports all in general. The Ottawa has some good teams around. Anything after CWC for you think?
Baseball wise, it's looking like it might. This last year with the Lobos might be my last year with baseball.
Well, let's make it worth it. Let's win some state tournaments, and let's go all the way up to Pacific Northwest champions. Let's hope for that. One final question for everyone here. Obviously, this is going to be a super special year. We have a bunch of reasons to go to a lot of Lander Lobos games. You guys have a good amount of home games scheduled, I would imagine. You have the Mother's Day tournament and the Father's Day tournament. Tell me how you're doing with that.
Well, we're working on it. We should have our state meeting pretty soon, but so this will be our 3rd year for the Mother's Day tournament, and then the 2nd year for the Father's Day tournament. And so we'll have both of those. We're going to try to have as many home games as we can, but we'll also have the kids on the road and do some things like that. Everybody just really loves to come to Lander. Our field is a super special place. Everybody loves to play on it. I cannot talk enough about our Parks and Recs people. They are a huge help behind us being able to do what we do. We go to a lot of other towns and facilities, and they maybe do not have the support that our city and our city crew gives us. Just even with the Pacific Northwest, they're going to be there right along with us as far as chalking fields, making sure the field's ready to go. So that's one of the big reasons everybody likes to come to Lander and play. And it's a great facility, great placement, the shade, everything going on in the park. So
Yeah,
I'm really excited.
It's always fun at a Lander game because 9 times out of 10 on the weekend, there's always something happening in the park anyway.
Yep.
Whether that's just like a parade, whether that's a concert. So if there's multiple teams at a tournament, they like to just kind of head right behind the bleachers and go to do something fun. Well, I appreciate everyone coming in here on a Sunday nonetheless. I know, there's no Patriots game to watch or anything, but it is fun to come in on a Sunday. And I'm going to keep giving you crap about it.
It's better than being a Broncos fan. At least you didn't give up 70 points.
And there was.
As these Sundays go on, we just count the days toward baseball season because no matter how fun football is, baseball is a lot more fun to call. It's a lot more fun to play. It's a lot more fun to be at. So thank you guys, everyone, for coming around, and we'll see you guys whenever the season starts.
Yep, we'll keep you posted.
Thanks, guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.